Good morning. I just came downstairs to start my pizza dough because today I'm making my kids wood-fired pizzas in my World Market pizza oven. I've had a lot of requests for a step-by-step tutorial of how I make pizzas in our pizza oven, so today I wanted to show you how I do it. Keep in mind, I am not a professional baker, nor am I Italian, but this is how I use our World Market pizza oven to make wood-fired pizzas at home. I have used all-purpose flour on many occasions, but today I am using this 00 pizza flour, which helps the pizza to have a better dough. I would not recommend using bread flour because of the gluten content and how much elasticity, but this is a great flour if you can get your hands on it. Otherwise, you can just use all-purpose flour. It works just fine. And you can find all of the details about the exact recipe I use when I make pizza dough for our family. But one thing I would make a note of, you can see that I am measuring it on a kitchen scale. Using a kitchen scale will help you to get more consistent results when you're making a pizza dough. So the next point is that if you're making pizzas for a large family, you want to use parchment paper in between if you're stacking them up, which is what I do. So I get several pieces of parchment paper to layer the pizza dough so that it does not stick together. Now, I will say that professional pizza makers say that it is not good to use a rolling pin when making pizza dough because then you flatten it out and the edges are the same size as the middle. But I think do it however it's simple for you. And when I have a lot of people that I'm cooking for, I do use a rolling pin. That is not, like I said, the professional way to do it, but it works for me, and so far I've had no complaints. Now, this is the same pizza dough recipe that I use every single time I make wood-fired pizzas, and we've been doing this for a couple of years now. You can watch my original video that does not have a voiceover. I'll link it right here and also in the description box. But this makes about 8 pizzas, 8 personal sized pizzas. So the next thing you want to do after your dough is ready is to divide the pizza into pretty similar size shapes so that everyone gets about the same size pizza, but it's not super important. I like an organically shaped pizza. The next important point is putting a little something on the parchment to help the dough roll off the pizza peel. I am using these polenta corn grits. You can use cornmeal or even just flour, but the goal is, and the reason that I use the corn grits, the polenta, is that it just helps the pizza to kind of makes like little rollers so that it slides right into the pizza oven. And I'm using parchment paper with just a tiny bit of the corn grits sprinkled onto the parchment paper just on the bottom between the parchment and the bottom of the pizza crust. You'll notice I don't put it on the top, just the bottom. So I'm sprinkling on the corn grits and then I layer on the pizza dough and then parchment on top. The wood I use for heating my pizza oven, I do get on Amazon. I also use this little cotton mop to clean out the inside of the pizza oven. This material that this pizza oven is made out of, it dries very quickly outside, but I just wash it before I use it and again after I'm done. Now, it's a good idea to wear gloves. As you can see from my arm, it's super easy to get really dirty using this pizza oven because you want to put these little fire starters, and these are non-toxic and safe for food use, but you want to put those towards the back. I have 2 sets of tongs. This is the set of tongs I use for placing the wood in the very back of the fish's belly or our pizza oven. So you can see here I'm just putting some of those fire starters in the very back. It makes it quick and easy to get the fire started. And then I try to place my little blocks of wood on top of those fire starters and pointing vertically instead of horizontally. That helps the fire to kind of go up and over. someone is wanting me to play. So anytime I'm outside, Crumpet wants to play Frisbee. So we've got to take a little break here. As you can see, we just had a lot of limbs come down. So I finally got my fire started, and you want to wait until the oven is about 500 degrees or more before you start cooking your pizzas. So I'm just trying to arrange my wood in here to get the best airflow and to get the pizza oven heated up. I don't have enough wood in this yet, but I'm going to add a little bit once this wood is started. And again, this is just what works for me. I'm not saying that this is the only or even the best way to do it, but this is the method that has worked for us for the last couple of years. It's really hard to use the glove, so you can see I'm doing this barehanded again. So if you choose to be like me and get your hands all dirty, sticking them in the fish's mouth, then you're going to get some coal because that smoke coming out is causing some black soot to get on the top of the fish oven. When it's hot enough to bake the pizzas, you're probably not going to want to stick your hand in there because it gets really hot. We love watching the fire in this pizza oven, and it's so cute and fun. Now I see someone is drinking my sooty water I've used. Thankfully, I was done with that. But I have this little table set up out here. It's usually by my picnic table, but we had branches come down and my husband's cleaning up back there, so we moved it over to the side today. It's closer to the deck. I used a pizza peel to put this pizza dough into the oven, and you can see that the corn grits just help it to slide off into the oven, and then it just cooks on the surface. Sometimes I use my inside tongs. These are the clean tongs, not the ones I use for moving the wood around, but sometimes I use the tongs to twist the pizza dough around. I'm sure this is not what professionals do, but again, this is how we do it. And then what we do is we cook all of the pizza dough on one side and make sure that all of the pizza doughs are cooked before we start putting toppings on the other side and cooking the final pizza product. So you can see we're just going through and cooking each because we have a large family and we want everyone to be able to eat relatively around the same time, as opposed to cooking one pizza and then putting the toppings on and letting that person eat while we cook the next pizza. I just cook all of them on one side, and then I flip them over and stack them back on a plate, and then we add the toppings and move forward. It's really fun to use this pizza oven, and I will point out that you can see that the lower lip of my fish oven is super flat. I have heard from viewers on YouTube that World Market changed the shape of this pizza oven so that the bottom has a lip that sticks up, making it harder for the pizza peel to go in and out. So I went and checked that out, and I did see that they had changed the way that this pizza oven is manufactured. So if it were me, I would not purchase this pizza oven with a lip on the bottom. So you might want to check that before ordering or buying a pizza oven from World Market. This is the original one they had, and you can see it's flat all the way out. If there was a lip on the bottom part of this fish's mouth, it would make it really hard to get the pizzas in and out. So you need to be able to scoop the pizza out with a pizza peel, and having a lip there makes that really hard to do. So just a tip, if you decide you want to order one of these online, or I highly recommend checking it out at the store to make sure you'll be able to actually use it for making pizzas. And then my daughter is helping me with this. My children love to cook pizzas in this oven, so we all take turns. But you can see here the dough is fluffing up almost like a naan bread or similar to a pita, but that's okay. This pizza dough tastes absolutely amazing. And halfway through cooking the pizzas, you may want to add more wood to keep the fire really hot. My daughter found some shishito peppers in our garden and she wanted to roast them, so we're taking a break from cooking our pizzas to roast these shishito peppers. We got quite a few of these in our garden this year, and they're absolutely delicious. As far as toppings go, you can choose pretty much anything you want for your pizza toppings. We like to go pretty traditional with pizza sauce, mozzarella cheese, and fresh basil from the garden. But we have also experimented with bell peppers, fresh onions, and olives and other types of meats. So today I have an organic pizza sauce, and I have pepperoni, and we also have some teardrop peppers that I picked up that we're going to add to our pizzas today, just for a change and something different. We've used all different kinds of cheese for making these pizzas, but the cheese I like best is fresh mozzarella. In an upcoming video, I will be demonstrating how to make your own homemade fresh mozzarella using cheese culture, so that is going to be a really fun video coming up. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you'll get a notification when I release a new video. After all of the pizza crusts have been cooked on one side, then we all begin putting the toppings on our pizzas and baking them one by one. I like to let my kids pick whatever toppings they want, and they really like to put the toppings on their own pizzas, and they also like to be using the pizza peel to put them in and out of the oven. Again, I use these kitchen tongs to kind of twist the pizza around, and this is where the cornmeal or corn grits really comes in handy on the bottom of the pizza, because it makes it easier for the pizza to slide around inside of the oven. Now, typically, if you have your pizza oven at the right temperature, if you have it heated up hot enough, the pizza should cook in about 1.5 to 2 minutes. However, with any kind of grill or wood-fired oven, it can be hard to keep the oven at the proper temperature. So it may take a little more or a little less time. And now I am putting toppings on the next pizza. And it's nice if you have a picnic table outside near where your pizza oven is, which I normally do. But like I said, we had a lot of limbs down, so I am making do at a smaller table near our deck. I found this particular pizza sauce on sale. It is organic, and I do prefer to get organic pizza sauce, or anything with tomatoes, I try to get organic. It's really not that complicated to make wood-fired pizzas. Once you get the hang of it, you will find that it's pretty simple to do. The most time-consuming part really is making the pizza dough. Again, I use a sourdough pizza crust recipe, but I have an alternative option for using active dry yeast. It still is going to take a couple of hours for the dough to rise, so make sure that you start in advance. Don't wait till right before you want to eat before starting this recipe. Now, I have done this with store-bought pizza dough. I have used the pizza dough from Trader Joe's, and it results in a pretty good, tasty wood-fired pizza. However, nothing beats homemade. Hopefully this has answered your questions about how I make wood-fired pizzas in our World Market fish-shaped pizza oven. If you have any questions, I would be happy to try to answer them. Just leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.